Welcome back to our reading group series, Reading and Discussing Blackshirts and Reds by Michael Parenti. This time, we will be continuing Chapter 1, Rational Fascism, with the third section of that chapter, Kudos for Adolf and Benito, followed by our group discussion. As always, I need to give the disclaimer that because our reading groups are open to the public and we encourage discussion of any ideas people bring to the table, this means some of the ideas expressed in our discussion may not reflect the actual views of our party on any level. We encourage everyone watching to think critically of any ideas expressed throughout the video. If you have a disagreement with anything that's said in our discussion throughout the video, and no one participating in the discussion brings it up to discuss as a group, please feel free to let us know in the comments so we can address it. Critically examining things is always the best way for all of us to learn and better understand the world, each other, and even ourselves. Now I'll hand it off to Daniel to kick things off.
Okay. Next section, I can read unless someone else wants to. Okay. Kudos for Adolf and Benito. Italian fascism and German Nazism had their admirers within the U.S. business community and the corporate-owned press. Bankers, publishers, and industrialists, including the likes of Henry Ford, traveled to Rome and Berlin to pay homage, receive medals, and strike profitable deals. Many did their utmost to advance the Nazi war effort, sharing military-industrial secrets and engaging in secret transactions with the Nazi government, even after the United States entered the war.
Surprise, surprise.
What was that?
I was just saying surprise, surprise.
Oh, yeah. Footnote 9, Charles Higham, Trading with the Enemy, New York, Dell, 1983. During the 1920s and early 1930s, major publications like Fortune, The Wall Street Journal, Saturday Evening Post, New York Times, Chicago Tribune, and Christian Science Monitor hailed Mussolini as the man who rescued Italy from anarchy and radicalism. They spun rhapsodic fantasies of a resurrected Italy, where poverty and exploitation had suddenly disappeared, where Reds had been vanquished, harmony reigned, and Blackshirts protected a new democracy. The Italian-language press in the United States eagerly joined the chorus. The two most influential newspapers, L'Italia of San Francisco, financed largely by A.P. Giannini's Bank of America, and Il Progresso of New York, owned by the multi-millionaire Generoso Pope, looked favorably on the fascist regime and suggested that the United States could benefit from a similar social order. Some dissenters refused to join the We Adore Benito chorus. The Nation reminded its readers that Mussolini was not saving democracy, but destroying it. Progressives of all stripes and various labor leaders denounced fascism. But their critical sentiments received little exposure in the U.S. corporate media. As with Mussolini, so with Hitler. The press did not look too unkindly upon Der Führer's Nazi dictatorship. There was a strong give Adolf a chance contingent, some of it greased by Nazi money. In exchange for more positive coverage in the Hearst newspapers, for instance, the Nazis paid almost 10 times the standard subscription rate for Hearst's INS wire service. In return, William Randolph Hearst instructed his correspondents in Germany to file friendly reports about Hitler's regime. Those who refused were transferred or fired. Hearst newspapers even opened their pages to occasional guest columns by prominent Nazi leaders like Alfred Rosenberg and Hermann Göring. By the mid to late 1930s, Italy and Germany, allied with Japan, another industrial latecomer, were aggressively seeking a share of the world's markets and colonial booty, an expansionism that brought them increasingly into conflict with more established Western capitalist nations like Great Britain, France, and the United States. As the clouds of war gathered, U.S. press opinion about the Axis powers took on a decisively critical tone. Question: what does the attitude of Western and predominantly U.S. business interests and media outlets toward the fascists in power in Germany and Europe tell us about the nature of fascism? Hint, think globally.
Not only does the bourgeoisie have national solidarity amongst itself while telling us not to, it has international solidarity.
Yeah, classes are international, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, especially in the age of imperialism, large imperialist businesses are kind of like a global phenomenon, and they'll have business in a bunch of different parts of the world. So they really don't want any part of the world to go socialist at all. That is a threat to them. They don't want any country to break free of imperialism either. So even if they are based in the United States, Germany doing fascism protects even their interests.
Yeah. I just want to clarify. I think you're 100% correct. I just wanted to clarify when we say it's a threat to capitalism, at least when I say that, I mean it's not only an ideological threat, like you don't want to show that, maybe socialism is good. Even, in Cuba, it's 90 miles off the coast of the United States, and look at this, they have all this healthcare and all this education and blah blah blah.
Mhm.
It's not just an ideological threat, it's also just a material threat. Like, great,
Yeah.
now we don't have access to those resources in that market, and we can't just run it the way that we want to run it, which means now we have to accommodate and maybe accept, you know, higher prices for resources because we can't get them from this one place, or we got to figure out something else to do. We can't just run the markets the way that we want to run them.
Yeah, exactly.
So, all right. Pretty sure we already mentioned most of this. The bourgeoisie is, like the proletariat, an international class. Since fascism is the phenomenon of state power being turned against the masses to the benefit of capital, international leaders of the capitalist class will be predisposed toward working with and supporting fascism. This is more evidence both that capitalists are not at all concerned with democratic norms, and so capitalism is not a system of voluntary free exchange, as some assert, and that fascism is in fact good for business. Otherwise, capitalists would not support and make deals with fascist governments.
Thanks for tuning into this video, and thanks to everyone that attended our reading group live. We hope you got something out of this. If you enjoyed this video and want to attend a reading group live yourself, please feel free to reach out to us via email at milwaukee@cpusa.org, DM us on any of our social media, or just come say hi to us at an event that we're at. See you in the next video covering the 4th section of Chapter 1, The Rational Use of Irrational Ideology.